It's me, Bussy, Queen of Public Transportation. Well, why don't you come take a ride sometime? And welcome back to Hats or Rats. Today we are reviewing episode 2 of Drag Race Holland, and the runway theme was face, 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 which is the perfect unplanned segue into today's video sponsor, Trophy Skin. I'm gonna show y'all my new favorite step in my skincare routine, using my Mini MD, a microdermabrasion device. By the way, microdermabrasion is a mechanical exfoliation used in med spas and clinics, now designed for and safe to use at home. The Mini MD is an instrument with a rough tip that gently exfoliates your skin as you move it across your face. And there are 2 levels of suctioning to help it stay on your face while you use it. Regularly using your Mini MD can help improve acne scars, dry skin, dull skin, discoloration, and hyperpigmentation. A one-time microdermabrasion treatment in a salon can cost up to $150 or more. But this device is only $99 for countless treatments and only takes about 5 minutes to integrate into your skincare routine. Use the Mini MD on freshly cleaned skin. Plug it into the wall and turn the suction on. Gently run the Mini MD over your face. Following the directions found in the Mini MD guide, your skin will turn pink due to increased blood flow to the skin's surface, but that will fade in just a few hours. You can repeat this treatment every 1 to 3 days for flawless skin. Click the link in my description box to get the Mini MD for 10% off using my code BussyQueen. Thank you so much to Trophy Skin for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get into these looks, and make sure you stay tuned till the end because I had a chance to catch up with last week's eliminated queen, Roem. Straight from the MoMA is Patty Pam Pam. I admit I was a little bit confused watching this runway because I was like, what are they actually asking the girls to do today? Patty comes out and she has interpreted Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night into a gown. Her face and chest do also have elements of that Starry Night, but was it enough? I think that's what the judges were really struggling with there. Personally, I thought that this was so brilliant. The detail of putting the bandage on the head to reference the missing ear, which if you haven't heard about it, Vincent is famous for cutting off one of his ears in some sort of like psychotic fit that he had. One of the rumors is that he gave the ear to a woman as a token of affection because that's just how like psychotic he was. But the interpretation is great. The pipe is also a direct reference to Vincent. She not only is the artist, but is also embodying one of the greatest artworks of all time. I think the gold boots are an excellent complement to the gold frame that she has around her body. The dress is tailored and fits her perfectly. Maybe as a small critique, she could have like brought the blue a little bit further down the dress, but oh my god, it's gorgeous. I think the way that she painted her face was probably all she had time to do because doing those little intricate blue lines, trying to paint those yellow stars on top of a beautiful drag mug in the rumored hour and a half that they are given to do these looks, I was super impressed by the runway. I don't know what the judges were smoking because I would not change a single thing about this look. Puff puff pass. This look is smoking hot. Say it, don't spray it. Next up is Chelsea Boy. I'm a little bit half and half on this look. Trying to blend that sort of law-breaking spray paint world with that more high society art world that Andy Warhol was involved in is a very amazing concept. I really love the detail of the spray can being at the top of the hair, like shooting all the colors onto the wig. I don't know how she made that hair stand up like that. Maybe there's something about Chelsea Boy. There's something about what's happening that just feels a little bit unfinished for me. Maybe I want some better integration between the rainbow colors and then the black and white, or better separation, because it's kind of like she started to marry that at the top of her face, for example, where you can see some drips of the paint coming down, but then didn't carry that through the rest of the look. I do want more color on one half of the jacket, and then the back, very odd choice there. She went with that very technical spray painted design with her name actually like very well drawn out with that little sunset emblem. It just felt very at odds with the rest of the outfit that was supposed to be so non-technical. And then the shoes are like totally white, and girls, she better be careful that she does not spray an ankle. Actually, I kind of wish that she would have sprayed one of those ankles because I think carrying that down through the legs or maybe having one of the shoes be super colorful would have really helped with like the whole half and half thing of this. It just didn't quite reach the finish line for me. And sometimes when you're painting with all the colors of the wind, you have to be mindful of how strong the wind is blowing. While the outfit may not be technically perfect, art rarely is. I like that this look makes a statement and definitely has that cool factor. I'm gonna give this look a hot Next up, you might have to open your third eye to see this look, and no, not that one, you perv. It's Mama Queen. So she has created a look on the runway that she has entitled Spiritual Vision. This is interesting. This is interesting. That was my first reaction. I was like looking at this like, okay, how do I really interpret this? How do I take this in? It's so interesting. She's got in this like pink latex bodysuit showing off that little tiny clothes hanger body. I was like, oh my God. She looks like an alien behind all these like Beetleborg-esque pieces and parts and armor that she's wearing. I was having flashbacks to the paper runway, but this was done, I think, in a much more artistic and avant-garde way. I do very much like that Mama brings in all of these spiritual references to her looks. It seems like she is somebody who is very in tune with her inner being. We saw her Queen, Mary runway, and now we're seeing this. Something about like the little spindly arms on her and just the way she's moving made me think of the end of that movie Annihilation. Oh my God, if y'all haven't seen that, all of the designs and details are very sharp, talking about the cutouts of the armor pieces, and then of course all the triangles with all of those points contrasting the shading, all of which is done in soft circles. And then of course all of the triangles being a direct reference to spirituality, whether that's, you know, like the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. There's so many uses and interpretations of the triangle shape in spirituality and religion in general. The critiques that I have on this look are really not that major, but what I would have loved to have seen her do is bring in some of that dot shading into like the contour of her face. The other small issue I'm having with the final delivery of this look on the runway is the inside of those armor pieces are just totally white. I think painting those or even covering the inside with the same pink fabric that is on her body would really have taken this look to the next dimension. However, I had a vision, and in it I saw this look was hot. Do y'all taste that? I think it's the drip. Here comes Sederginne. I saw this and I was like, oh wow, our little campy comedy queen is actually quite verse. So this is another queen that actually interpreted her look from like a professional work of art. If you're unfamiliar with Jackson Pollock, he is the abstract artist known for dripping and dribbling all over the canvas, just making a mess. And one of his paintings recently sold for like $140 million. Sederginne's look was very much like an original interpretation of Jackson Pollock's work. The spikes and all those rainbow colors, oh my God, a brilliant way to make something like drip art 3D. The pussy tassel, a great detail, but where's the pussy tassel? This is like gay leather daddy Spartan at Pride showing off his knowledge of art, and I am living ... I think this look is hot. I spit, you spit, we all spit. Next up is Schoonbrood. I am kind of confused about how this fits into the theme of the runway. I guess her face and outfit are painted, I guess. Comparing this look to like everyone else's, it's just not quite as sweet as I want it to be. I agree with what the judges were saying. I think it was Nikkie brought up the green dripping on her face didn't quite make sense with the pink on the outfit, and then those little like pink drippy pieces coming down from one side of her waist. The waffle cone I think on her body should have been fully painted as a waffle cone. It kind of seems like she was doing the details on it and then just got a little bit bored when she hit the center. It's like all the pieces and parts are there, there's just not enough of them. The rhinestones on the tights, for example, emulating that sparkle and shine that you get from a liquid when it's in direct sunlight. I think putting those rhinestones on the entire bodysuit would have really amped this look up, continuing that waffle cone pattern through the center, lifting the cut around the legs, incorporating more pink drip onto the bottom of the bodysuit, adding rhinestones to that pink soft serve hair, and then finally finding a different way to incorporate that little like red and white accessory that she has put on top of the ice cream. Is it supposed to be the wrapping around the cone, or is it supposed to be like a little umbrella or fan or something stuck into the ice cream as a little garnish? So basically just change the entire thing. However, she does look quite delectable on the runway, and I know that that pink drip pattern, for example, on her face wouldn't have been very easy to do, especially even with that short amount of time that they give them to do these looks. Is this look hot enough to be truly melting? I think it could have used a little more time in the sun. This look is gonna be a rot for me. Next up, if it's yellow, well, maybe let it mellow. It's Madame Madness doing Madame in Gold, which is an excellent way to pick a reference for a runway because it literally has like Madame in the names. The pattern of the dress that she's wearing is very much that art piece. She has captured the details of it. Actually, this is a pretty pattern. I just think maybe the way that the dress fits her isn't accentuating her body or really giving us that like wow moment that I really wanted from her. It just felt very frumpy when you looked at this as a whole. For me, I want this look to have more shape and be more sculpted. I want the shoulders covered. I want this to be like a tuxedo tuxedo dress moment. Because she so much plays with gender, with her drag character, her paint, her beard, her hair, all of that is just very blending. So I'm gonna throw up a reference on the screen here, which is the style of gown I think she should have been wearing using this pattern. I also think the hair was kind of a weird choice here. It just was too flowy and blended in with the back of the look too much. I want it lifted off of the shoulders. For her makeup, I'm gonna give her a gold medal. But the look overall, I'm just going to give a participation ribbon and give it a rat. Oh my god, whoa, it's a double rainbow. A rainbow, double rainbow, man. Google double rainbow if you don't know that one, but Abby is so gorgeous. Abby's concept for this was crying rainbow because there is not going to be a pride this year due to the global situation that we're having, which is brilliant. The look though, it felt like she was afraid to get dirty, but I know sometimes our beauty queens, you know, being one of them because I'm so beautiful. Oh. They struggle sometimes to take risks that may make them appear ugly, which very much is what I felt happened with Abby here on the runway tonight because the gown is beautiful, fits her body well, the like little pops of rainbow at the top or the breast and then coming down below the peplum around the waist and the way it ties into the makeup crying from her eyes, I thought was really well done. Of course, it could have like popped a little bit more if she maybe had put a primer beneath those colors because it is a bit washed out. It looks like maybe she went in with some literal watercolors or just like got some eyeshadow wet. I was dying when Janey was going in on her. Usually when people are like coming after other people, it's because of their own insecurities, but we'll get to Janey's look here in just a second. It's good, but I just want more. Maybe a huge giant bow on her head, and when I say giant, I mean like half the size of her body. The icy blue contacts, also a strange choice for me. I maybe would have done like a red or something to evoke that you actually are crying. And then all that green in the center of the hair, I just don't like that green color as a hair. That said, it's not my least favorite thing on the runway, and I think she looks absolutely gorgeous in that extra small corset. It is a rainbow that I still would want to taste. So I'm gonna give this like a soft hot. Next up, it's Envy Peru. Bart. Well, maybe that joke didn't work out so well, but at least her look did. I love the black detailing carried through that yellow curly foam wig. I maybe would have wanted to see some more white detailing on the face to really make it look like pop art. Nikkie has done some excellent pop art makeup looks on her Instagram. I'll throw those up here as a reference point. Maybe doing something even campier since she's wearing a wig like that. I don't know, maybe carrying a pie down the runway since she said she's going for housewife. Maybe doing like a little apron for the front of the dress. I also maybe would have loved to have seen some of the white detailing in the face brought into the dress and on the gloves, because it does have all of those black shading lines around like the boobs, the waist, and the shoulders, which are really great details. This look is going to be an Andy Warhot. Shoot for the stars. You'll probably land on a planet that Disney is using as an overly expensive metaphor for the retelling of the classic Pocahontas. But seriously, like, did anybody ever watch Avatar a second time? And like, who still talks about that movie? Anyway, I was really excited for this look in the workroom because she put on these crazy ears that looked like gremlin ears, and I thought that's what she was gonna do, and then I was a little bit upset when I saw this. Her interpretation of this face runway is alien supermodel? It's very weird to me. There are queens well known, like let's say Maxi Glamour, for doing the blue paint thing and giving that alien fantasy as actually their sort of general drag character. We've even seen Fifi O'Hara in one of the best looks of all time on her All-Star season do that alien look, so a certain standard has been set for this category. To make things even worse, we have seen a blue alien look from Chelsea Boy. Of course, it was the promo, so Janey would have had no like reference for that. The things about this look that I like are the blue bodysuit beneath all that silver armor, the blending with all the white in the middle of her face, but the rest of it is just not teleporting me to Mars. The white hair with the blue skin, I think is not a good choice. You need to be doing a black hair. The white hair that she did use doesn't look like it blends into her body or is actually her hair. The blue jewels in it look cheap. If you're gonna give me Avatar, I wanna see the full Avatar fantasy. Actually put some like little white battle marks on your face. Go ahead and put the prosthetic nose on to really give us the fantasy. And then the material that she used for the cape, I think if she had gotten rid of all the silver flowy fabric and just left those really shiny chrome armor pieces, the collar, the neck, the shoulder, the shin guard, this would have really hit for me. And look, I'm not ignorant to the fact that I'm sitting here in an Amazon wig and a bedazzled bodysuit that says Barbie, okay? I'm not pretending to be the queen of fashion. This is just my personal opinions. Because we all know that giving critiques is much easier than actually doing it on the runway. Overall, it's a bit been there, done that, and we have seen better iterations of things like this on the Drag Race runway. And sometimes one is enough. We don't always need a sequel. This is going to be a wrap. hats. So that's it for the runways, and if you're looking for my critique on the main challenge, well, I was looking for the finished product of the main challenge. It was so weird. They like filmed it, or at least acted it out with the guest judge there, but they never showed us the actual like infomercial that they were, I think, supposed to be making. Where is it? Did love the concept of the main challenge though. Anytime I see any sort of retro workout thing, I always think of Miss Henny herself eating that fried chicken as her workout. Iconic. Envy does take the win this week. She was the leader of the funny team. The other team, I don't think I laughed once, but at least they tried. As for the judges this week, Fred looked gorgeous in Janey's entrance look, and Nikkie was an absolute treat. There's just not a better person. She's so pure. She's so amazing and talented. I mean, I know she definitely does not need shout outs for me because she is one of the biggest entertainers on this platform, but I just love her so much. All the judges get a hot for me, but then I was also reminded this episode that the winner of Drag Race Holland wins that hideous dress. I would probably avoid winning just so I wouldn't have to pack that into my luggage. As for our bottom two, Patty Pam Pam versus Madame Madness. I don't know how the hell, based on like runways alone, that you could send home Patty Pam Pam, because that for me was such an amazing look compared to the, that was Madame Madness's dress. The actual lip sync I thought was pretty equal. They were both doing cartwheels, both pulling some stunts, but I personally would have kept Patty if I were the main judge here. They probably thought that Madame had more of a selling factor to continue the rest of the season if I were going to analyze that through a critical lens. And if you're curious about the rest of my thoughts on this lip sync, I did post an exclusive picture-in-picture reaction video over on my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. And on the runway this week, my hottest hat goes to Sederginne. I also ask my patrons every single week over on patreon.com/BussyQueen to vote for their hottest hot. And this week they chose Sederginne. And finally, I hope you saved Roem. I was able to catch up with last week's eliminated queen and put her into the hot seat for an exclusive interview.
Hi, I'm Roem, and I'm the legendary first out queen from Drag Race Holland.
Hey Roem, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
And when did you stop using service as part of your name? Because that's how I knew you before I saw you on the show.
I think starting in like 2019, I had a little bit of like a rebranding, doing drag the way I wanted to do drag instead of doing drag for other people. And I always thought that if you were a drag queen, that you have to use a last name. And the service part was basically a joke someone told to me. And it was like, oh, let me stick to that. But then I was like, I'm sick of it. I don't want this funny name. That's not my drag. I just like to be short, memorable, a little bit weird, just Roem.
What does Roem mean?
It means fame in Dutch, and people were always like, oh, well, you're gonna be famous one day. And then it was when I wanted to do drag, I was like, of course.
So you officially stopped offering room service last year. And
yeah.
Like, when did you hear about the auditions and how did that happen?
I think I got direct message on Instagram in like February or something this year. It's like, yeah, Drag Race finally coming to Holland, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, sure, whatever, you know. Apparently, they've been in the works for Drag Race Holland for like 5 years already.
But so they actually reached out to you, like they messaged you and said, we want you to do this? Wow, yes, that's awesome.
And some people got an email, but I got a direct message on Instagram, so I feel very special.
Yeah, you were like, my name precedes me, fame. When did you guys actually film?
End of July, this August. It's pretty recently.
Wait, in 2020 you filmed this year?
Yes, this year.
Wait, and they filmed it and got it edited and put it out to the public in like a month and a half?
Yeah, we were watching the first episode with all the girls, so we went to the office of like Vincent TV, which is like the producer. They edited one episode in 2 weeks. We're like, how are they pushing this out, you know?
They said, we want to do this show, we're gonna do it now.
They had to do it because they actually wanted to air the show this August, but due to COVID-19, everything got postponed.
So, the Queen Runway. Oh, God. Do you feel like you were set up? Like, did you have an argument with somebody that they said, you can't do this?
I'm trying to think how I say this. We have to submit all our runways in advance of the season. You give them a bunch of options and they say like, oh, maybe you can do this route, maybe you could do this a little bit or expand on this, you know?
And are they pictures or are you just writing in? You're saying, this is what I want to do?
Both. First, you basically give your ideas and then give the sketches or pictures. pictures or whatever you have. I read Queen and I was like, I had this costume, not finished, but I had this costume because I wanted to do like a big chain thingy for the Medusa one and a big cape and a big snake scepter. And I told them I really want to do it. And then he was like, yeah, well, listen, Medusa is not really a queen. I had a little argument. I was like, isn't she like the queen of monsters? Basically the queen of mythological creatures. And it's like, yeah, but it's not really a literal queen.
So this happened while you were there filming, or this happened
before?
So they said no, and you had how long to fix it and do something different?
I think a month.
So you're in the process of preparing 1420 looks, and then they tell you, no, you can't do this one. And then you have to rush and scramble to try to throw something together.
Yeah.
Did you know that this was going to be your first runway?
They did give us an order, but also my fault. I kept delaying. I didn't feel the concept from the beginning, which is very unfortunate, but it's also my fault that I didn't put my all into it.
Everyone's proud of you. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you joining me.
You're doing such a good job.
Yeah, I'm always nervous. I'm like, I wonder how these people are like experiencing me talking about them.
We're talking about you. You're in the group chat, bitch. You're like, here we go. What do we think?
Yeah, it all comes from a place of respect and admiration. And, you know, you guys are doing stuff that I have not done. So it's all just me being proud and happy for y'all while trying to entertain the masses, you know.
Thank you for this. I needed this. Like, actually someone fun to talk to.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you online.
And I'll slash your tires too. Bye.
Bye. So that was just a taste, but I did post the entire exclusive interview over on my Patreon. So if you're interested in hearing more, you can check it out over on patreon.com/BussyQueen. My patrons make Bussy Queen possible, and I want to give a special shout out to Abby, Adam, Alex, Blythe, Caroline, Catherine, Chris, Crystal, Curtis, Daniel, Derek, Ed, Elizabeth, Evelyn, Hannah, Hassan, Ivan, Jake, James, Janine, Joseph, Jude, Kelly, Kevin, Kind of Emo Kind of White Girl, Manny, Maxwell, Michael B, Michael H, Michelle, Miguel, Onion Fairy, Oscar V, Oscar D, Terry, Rick, Robin, Shado, Sinclair, Stephanie, Susan, Taco Cito, Vanessa, Veronica, Zincat, and Midnight 19, who are all supporting me at my hot tier. Bradley, Cameron, Craig, Evan, Glenn, Jenny, Kiki and John, Sailor, Shannon, Sloss World, Sunshine, Tina, and Timotheus, who are all supporting me at my hottest tier, and Kevin, Marty, Matthew, Mike, and Tom, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next week. Love ya. Bye.